This year, a remarkable wave of talent is hitting the water, with 498 solo swimmers, the largest group ever, teaming up with over 2,300 duo and team competitors. This event is set to deliver unmatched energy and thrilling performances. Get ready for an unforgettable experience. The dedicated race day channel has changed to VHF 71. Welcome to this special edition of 10 News First. I'm Natalie Forrest. Whether you're embarking on your first channel crossing or are a Rotto Swim veteran, we've gathered all the essential information you'll need to help ensure a safe and successful crossing to Wodgmup. The South32 Rottnest Channel Swim offers a fun and memorable day for everyone, but it also involves some serious risks. The Rottnest Channel Swim Association, also known as the RCSA, diligently works to mitigate these risks. However, it is crucial for all participants to be well prepared to make safe and sensible decisions out on the water. Thorough preparation ensures that you and your support crew can relax and fully enjoy this incredible experience. By now, all swimmers should be well conditioned for distance swimming and ready for event day. Part of your preparation should include practicing your race day plans to identify potential issues and make improvements before it's too late. Let's review the essential items you need to prepare and practice before the event day.
Packing your bags well in advance of event day is essential for a smooth and stress-free start to the day. To assist with my packing, I always refer to the swimmer's checklist on the event website. Additionally, there are skipper and paddler checklists also available on the website, and I share these with my support crew to assist with their preparation.
Being in a team, there could be long periods of times where you are on the boat, and it is crucial to consider how you are going to manage this. I make sure I dry off of all the excess water with a chamois before wrapping myself up in a towel or jacket. Remember, some team crossings could take upwards of 6 hours, so ensure you have enough towels and warm layers to sustain your team throughout the day.
Getting to know your swimmer before the event is essential. Understanding how your swimmer performs at their best will help you recognise when something isn't quite right. To ensure a smooth race day experience, it's important to have a clear understanding on feeding plans, communication, and where to position yourself well in advance. You'll need to ensure your vessel meets all the Department of Transport requirements, keeping in mind that paddling during the event can be quite challenging. Your swimmer will typically be slower than you, which means you may spend a lot of time almost stationary and circling back. While it's important to watch out for your swimmer on event day, don't forget to take care of yourself as well.
If you're the skipper, ensure that you and your boat complies with the Department of Transport's marine safety regulations. Your boat must be licensed to carry all passengers, including those in the water. Additionally, all support boats must have the required minimum safety equipment, including a working VHF radio and flares. It's also essential to carry enough level 100 life jackets to accommodate all swimmers, paddlers and support crew.
The Department of Transport and the RCSA prioritise safety above all else. Equipment spot checks will be undertaken on event morning. In recent events, marine officers have turned back a number of boats for failing to have adequate or current safety equipment, so make sure you check and have what is required.
All paddlers are required to wear at least a level 50s life jacket for the entirety of the crossing. This means that your paddler will need to wear their life jacket when they start at Cottesloe Beach, Mudderup. Skippers, you will likely depart before sunrise to reach the support boat holding areas, so it's essential that your vessel displays the correct navigational lighting between sunset and sunrise. The yearbook is an essential resource for both swimmers and their support crew. It's important to ensure that every member of your team has read the yearbook and understands your plan for event day.
As the skipper, I prepare by thoroughly reviewing the yearbook, especially the event information section. I keep a copy on the boat at all times during the event to handle any questions or concerns. This section includes important details and rules for the event of the day. Be sure to read it carefully so you know where to be and when. Another valuable resource resource is the skipper protocols, which will be included in the race pack. Keep this document on board during the event for a quick reference. The skipper protocols outline the correct radio channels, channel VHF 71, the Channel Swim base contact number and guidance on how to communicate with Channel Swim base on the day, along with other essential information you'll need to know. Before event day, ensure that the race number stickers are displayed on the boat and on any tenders. Attach them to both sides of the boat, well positioned above the waterline. It's advised to affix the stickers to a piece of recycled core flute to prevent them from becoming a permanent feature on the vessel.
The Rotto Swim app is an essential tool for skippers, allowing them to track their course using mobile GPS and receive key event updates through push notifications. The app also enables friends and family to monitor your progress. Additionally, emergency rescue boats can use the Rotto Swim app to help locate you if you encounter any difficulties during the event. It's a good idea during your pre-event meeting with all of your team a few weeks before the event to ensure you have correctly set up the Rotto Swim app. Remember, only one person should be transmitting your position for your team, whether that be swimmer, skipper, paddler or support crew member. In collaboration with UWA and Aurora Offshore Engineering, the route optimisation tool has become essential for planning the best route for your swim and will be made available closer to the event. This tool utilises forecasted currents and weather, along with your expected pace and feed cycles, to plot a route optimised for event day conditions. You can then export this route and upload it to your preferred route plotting app or device, including the Rotto Swim app. This is an excellent way to avoid strong currents and maximise your chances of reaching the finishing line successfully. If you have any medical conditions, it's essential to inform both your boat crew and paddler. Make sure they're aware of any symptoms you might be experiencing and the procedures to follow in the case of an episode. Most importantly, consult your GP to confirm that your condition is stable and you are fit to swim. And now to event day. Whether you're a swimmer, skipper, paddler or support crew, it's important to know what your role is and have a plan. Skippers, as soon as you're on the water, ensure that your marine radio is turned on and set to the new dedicated race channel VHF 71. Keep the volume turned up throughout the day. Important Channel Swim base announcements will also be sent via push notifications through the Rotto Swim app, so be sure to pack a charging cable or portable charger for your smartphone. At the start line, support boats are to remain at least 1,000 metres from the shore. There are yellow buoys set on both the north and south side of the channel, which marks this boundary. Support boats can wait anywhere beyond that, but cannot proceed toward the swim channel until the boat coordinator calls forward your swimmer's wave. This will be communicated via the race channel VHF 71. Swimmers should check in with their skipper on the morning of the event to make sure they are ready and getting into place. The starting swimmer needs to arrive at Cottesloe Beach at least 30 minutes before the start of their wave to ensure they are prepared. Parking at Cottesloe on event morning can be quite challenging. It is recommended you arrange for someone to drop you off to avoid delays. Swimmers will begin to move into the start line enclosure 10 minutes before the start of their wave. Paddlers have two options for entering the water, either from the shoreline, which must be north or south of the swimmer's start line, or directly from their boat. Paddlers entering from their boat must do so outside the northern and southern boundaries and are only permitted to enter through the designated paddlers only sections. At no time are paddlers allowed in the boats or swimmers only zones. Race officials will be patrolling these areas. Swimmers will begin to move into the start line enclosure 10 minutes before the start of their wave. Paddlers should enter the water 5 minutes before their swimmer's wave is called. However, paddlers should keep well clear of the start line corridor until the swimmer's wave is called. The hooter will sound and then the swimmers are off. To take you through the all-important meet plan, here's Lockie Reid.
Good on you, Nat. One of the most important pre-race discussions to have is what your meet plan will be on race morning.
Your meet plan should cover how the swimmer leaving the beach is going to find your paddler and then how both paddler and swimmer are going to find their support boats. Is your paddler entering north or south of the channel? What makes your paddler stand out? Are you going to be at the start or at the back of the pack? The new South32 32 and Lavin boys make excellent meet-up points. Once you have agreed on a meet plan, make sure you all stick to it come race morning.
The first 1500 metres of your swim can be the most crowded and chaotic part of your crossing. To ensure a successful start, it's essential that you and your support team have a well thought out plan to locate each other on the water. Establish a clear strategy for how you and your paddler will meet after the 500 metre yellow buoys. Consider designating the new South 32 buoy as the meeting point.
Think of creative and unique ways for your swimmer to spot you and your support boat, such as flags, bright colours, novelty hats and costumes. Keep in mind that balloons are not permitted during the event and no item can be attached to the paddlecraft that falls below the waterline. As long as your distinctive costumes adhere to the event rules, the possibilities are endless. Just ensure the entire team is aware of your race day plans.
Don't forget to pick up your A6 race number stickers from your swimmer and display these clearly on your craft. It's suggested you add the sticker to a piece of recycled core flute, otherwise it might become a permanent feature of the craft. Paddlers, once you locate your swimmer, you'll need to guide them to your support boat. Skippers, keep in mind that it will be easier to spot your paddler than your swimmer. To assist with this, ensure that everyone on the boat is familiar with what the paddler and their craft look like, and that the paddler knows how to identify the boat as well. Support boats will be allowed to enter the channel after the 1,000 metre red buoys. Swimmers and paddlers have from this mark until the 1,500 metre icon vessel to unite with their support boat. No paddlers or swimmers are permitted beyond the icon vessel without their support boat. Additionally, all boats, paddlers and swimmers must pass through the green buoys before continuing into the channel. Remember, like swimmers, paddlers are not to proceed beyond the 1,500 metre icon vessel without both their swimmer and support boat. If a reasonable time has passed and you still cannot find your swimmer or paddler, skippers should notify Channel Swim Base so that race officials can assist in locating them. Swimmers who reach the icon vessel without their support boat must tread water until their support boat arrives and may wait there for up to 20 minutes. There will be officials at the icon vessel to assist swimmers in uniting with their support boat. If you haven't located your support boat by after 20 minutes, you'll be taken back to Cottesloe and recorded as did not finish. Remember, paddlers can enter at 500 metres, boats enter at 1,000 metres, and swimmers, you must locate your boat before 1,500 metres. Once everyone is united, the skipper has the absolute responsibility for everyone on the boat, as well as their swimmers and paddler. Remember, the skipper is in charge.
It is the skipper's responsibility to ensure that you, your crew and your boat are fully prepared for race day. This includes verifying that all required safety equipment, as specified by Department of Transport, is on board. We recommend allowing ample time to address any issues or repairs well before race day to ensure a smooth experience. And please remember your bungs. Having a designated spotter is highly recommended as it ensures the swimmer is always in view while allowing the skipper to focus on controlling the vessel and monitoring communications. Remember, as the skipper, you are in charge. If you feel it's unsafe to perform a changeover in a congested area, especially near the Yellow Catamaran and Phillip Rock Gate, where the swim channel narrows and currents can be strongest, you should plan ahead, identify which swimmer will lead your team through this section and aim to change over before reaching the congestion. Keep in mind that the swim leg may be longer than previous changeovers, so make sure your swimmer is prepared and understands the strategy for navigating through the gate.
Aside from hypothermia, swimming-induced pulmonary edema, or SIPE, presents a genuine risk for swimmers. It is a result of swimmers exerting themselves, lungs filling up with fluid and low oxygen levels, causing the body to eventually shut down. It is important your support crew know the signs and what to look for. You will find this and more information on how to prevent, detect and treat hypothermia and SIPE in the yearbook, as well as the videos on the South32 Rottnest Channel Swim website. Preparation and awareness are critical, but don't be complacent and think it won't happen to you. Understanding the signs could save the life of you or a teammate. Paddlers are often the first to notice any signs of a medical issue with a swimmer, so it's crucial to communicate any concerns promptly with your skipper. This will allow them to follow the proper protocols to address the situation effectively.
Thanks, Lockie. After the skipper and support boat have met up with their swimmer and paddler, it's time to make your way to the island. It is important to plot a course before race day and make sure you stick to your plotted route. Tools such as the Route Optimisation tool will help customise the best course for you. The northern boundary marks the start of the rescue corridor and the ferry channel. The rescue corridor is the area designated immediately north of the northern boundary buoys. If assistance is required, radio channel swim base and they may direct you to the rescue corridor in order to help rescue crews find you.
In 2025, the southern boundary will be implemented. A crucial safety rule for the event is that all boats must remain within the north and south channels at all times. The northern boundary is marked by red buoys, which separate the fleet from the emergency rescue corridor, while yellow buoys indicate the southern boundary. On event day, make sure to stay well within these boundaries. Failing to comply is a violation of the event rules and could lead to disqualification. The emergency rescue corridor must remain clear at all times to allow emergency response vessels to attend to incidents promptly. Additionally, commercial ferries use part of this corridor when entering and leaving Thompsons Bay. All vessels within the event boundary must adhere to a speed limit of 6 knots at all times, including those that have withdrawn and remain in the channel. This speed limit is essential to ensuring the safety of swimmers still in the water. The fleet consists of boats of all sizes, and there are some key event rules that larger support boats greater than 10 metres in length or a yacht of any size need to adhere to. Larger vessels are required to stay to the north or south extremities of the fleet, but must remain within the channel. They must also have a tender to minimise manoeuvring and to deliver their swimmers to their plotted course. The tender's skipper must also have their recreational skipper's ticket.
Some other on-water protocols you need to be aware of are: if a swimmer or someone on your boat requires medical attention, contact Channel Swim Base and await further instructions. If necessary, we can get an on-water ambulance to you in minutes. It is important that teams stay together at all times for the duration of the event. Should assistance be required, the skipper is responsible in ensuring that all swimmers and paddlers have evacuated the water and then should await further instructions from Marine Rescue. Should the incident be resolved, team members will be able to resume their crossing under the advice of the race safety officials and in line with the event rules. If you have a swimmer or support crew member who is unwell or is assessed as non-urgent, for example, if they are experiencing seasickness, it will be the skipper's responsibility to return to land. Please remember, on-water medical support vessels will not be able to provide assistance for seasickness. Paddlers play an essential role in the success of your crossing to Rottnest. They are your closest support network and vital to keeping you safe in the open waters. However, paddling can be challenging, particularly when facing strong currents or wind. If a paddler needs to take a break, starts to struggle, or is simply unable to continue, they can be pulled from the event without affecting the swimmer's ability to proceed. This allows teams, duos and solo swimmers to continue in the event without a paddler. However, this does not include tandem soloists, who are required to have a paddler for both swimmers at all stages of the race. One of the most asked questions is what happens if there's a shark? If you see a shark, contact Channel Swim Base via VHF 71 and state the details of the sighting, approximate location on the swim course, and if you can, take note of your GPS coordinates. If you are unable to make radio contact, call the Channel Swim Base phone number provided on the Skipper Protocols document located in your race pack. Channel Swim Base will then give further instructions. Channel Swim Base will deploy vessels and the event helicopter to investigate the sighting and report back to the fleet. If the sighting is of high risk, then skippers within a specified radius will be notified and must remove their swimmers from the water immediately. If there is a shark attack, the event will be abandoned.
If the race committee believes swimmer safety is at risk due to a shark, we will implement an evacuation of swimmers from the water. This is not negotiable. Failure to comply will result in disqualification and a ban for you and your crew for future swims. If you are evacuated, re-entry will be facilitated to the west of the evacuation area if it is deemed safe by the race committee. Race officials will fly 2 green flags to create a re-entry gate for evacuated swimmers, and this location will be communicated to all skippers via radio and SMS.
When you're using your radio on event day, your call sign is your race number. For example, race number 100. Logging in to Channel Swim Base on VHF 71 is not required. Remember to keep the volume on your radio turned up for the entire event and be careful not to leave your microphone on. It is important to keep this radio clear at all times for the safety of everyone involved in the event. You must give way to commercial shipping at all times, including ferries. Ships shouldn't be moving through the Rottnest Channel on event day. However, if there are, Channel Swim Base will advise of shipping movements during the day via radio and push notifications. If you need to withdraw from the event for whatever reason, your skipper must inform Channel Swim Base via the Rottnest Channel Swim app. Please refrain from using the radio to allow for emergency calls to be prioritised, and your timing chips must be returned as soon as possible and before 5 p.m. on race day. You can return your timing chips to the help desk at the finish line, Rottnest Island, or the Marine Rescue Fremantle Operations Centre at Cantonment Hill, Burt Street in Fremantle. The spectacle of the day is incredible, and you might be tempted to launch your drone for some photos. Don't. Drones are banned across the course on race day due to the presence of multiple event helicopters. Not only could your team face disqualification and potential fines, but you could also risk the safety of those present to protect you, as a collision could have catastrophic consequences. You can check out all of this information and more in the yearbook and skipper protocols. There are some key event rules you need to familiarise yourself with and adhere to. It is a requirement for swimmers to reach the set marker buoys by the prescribed cut-off times found in the yearbook. They are set at 10 kilometres, 15 kilometres, 18 kilometres, 19 k's and 19.25 kilometre marks. Please note these cut-off times may change at the discretion of the event organisers.
One of the key event rules, particularly for us solos, pertains to non-assistance. We cannot use or receive the benefit from any form of artificial swimming aid or assistance during the event. For solos, this means that when receiving food or fluids, we need to find ways not to touch your support boat or paddler.
Tandem solos need to be particularly conscious of the requirements to remain together throughout the entire event. In previous events, a number of tandem soloists were disqualified after it was found that they had not swum together and were up to 1 kilometre away from their support boat. Tandem soloists must be within 20 metres of each other, but it is highly recommended to swim side by side. Changeovers for duos and teams need to be done at least 10 metres from the support boat, and swimmers must make contact above the water.
As mentioned earlier, it's crucial to ensure your changeovers are completed correctly to avoid disqualification. Tagging must be done above the water in a visible manner. You can use any part of your body for tagging, as long as the tag remains above the water and is clearly visible.
A very important rule to remember is that support boats must not make way astern. Put simply, your vessel must not move backwards. If a skipper needs to stop or slow their vessel's forward way, they are permitted to use reverse thrust. However, the vessel must not make way astern or move backwards at all. No event participants, including spotters, are permitted to consume or be affected by alcohol during the event. Race officials, compliance personnel and medical staff have the authority to disqualify any entrant if their skipper breaches this event rule. Race official vessels will be clearly visible and race officials will be wearing bright orange. It's crucial for your safety to follow their instructions at all times. Race officials enforce event rules and have the authority to ask a swimmer to leave the water if they breach the rules or miss a cut-off. In addition to race officials, medical and safety personnel are authorised to enforce the event rules, including advising a swimmer to withdraw. If a team member requires assistance, all team members will be instructed to exit the water and remain on board the support vessel while medical assistance is rendered. Team and duo swimmers will be allowed to re-enter the water and continue their attempt. In the case of a solo or tandem solo, swimmers must stay within 20 metres of their vessel, but must stay in the water if continuing their swim. If any swimmer is more than 50 metres from their support vessel, they will be disqualified. Medical staff will not make this decision lightly, so please heed their directions, as they are for your safety and welfare. If advice from a race official or medical personnel is ignored, the swimmer, team or duo will be disqualified and banned from future events. Skippers may also face bans from future events.
It's so important to listen to your support crew, event volunteers and safety personnel on the event day. They have your best interests in mind and want you to succeed. While it might seem obvious now, come the hustle and bustle and rush of the event day, it's important you listen to the people who are there to keep you safe.
Follow all event rules and the directions of your officials and you'll be set for a great day. We want everyone to stay safe and finish successfully, so be sure to familiarise yourself with the event rules in the yearbook or online. With all the details on how you are going to finish the swim, here's Lockie Reid.
Thanks, Nat. As you approach the island, the fleet will start to funnel, leading to potential congestion.
All swimmers and paddlers must enter Thompson Bay through the 18-kilometre Yellow Catamaran and Phillip Rock Gate. Yachts and powerboats that are 10 metres or greater must drop off their swimmer and the paddler before proceeding to their pre-arranged post-race location. A tender or paddler must accompany the swimmer until they reach the 19-kilometre gate or the 19.25-kilometre gate. Powerboats under 10 metres may also leave at this point, but the same conditions will apply.
For support boats, when approaching the 18-kilometre Yellow Catamaran and Phillip Rock Gate and on your way towards the finish line, make sure you start to navigate towards the north or south side of the finish channel, depending on your post-race destination. If your post-race destination is on the south side of Thompson Bay, you must be on the south side of the finish channel. Similarly, if your post-race destination is on the north side of Thompson Bay, then you must be on the north side of the finish channel. The finish channel is narrow and as a result quickly becomes congested. Switching from the north to the south side of the finish channel after the 18-kilometre gate is extremely dangerous for swimmers in the water. At the 19-kilometre no boats mark, all support boats must peel off and leave their swimmers to finish. Paddlers will accompany their swimmers for a further 250 metres and will depart to the south only at the 19.25-kilometre Rottnest Express buoys. Swimmers will then complete the final 400 metres, supported by surf lifesavers. The final 400 metres is guided by a buoy line down either side. Swimmers should use the finishing arc on the shore as their sighting point and guide.
Before event day, you should also consider your post-event meet plan to reunite with your team on the islands. Make sure to consider that paddlers can only leave the south of the channel when planning where to meet up. There is a designated area for paddle crafts located south of the finish line. Paddle crafts in this area must be removed by 5 p.m. on event day. The Rottnest Island Authority has allocated a competitor boat only area just north of the fuel jetty. This will work on a first in, first served basis. You must have a South32 Rottnest Channel Swim boat sticker and a suitably sized boat to be able to anchor here. This area should be able to hold about 50 boats, Please do not anchor outside the marked area as it blocks emergency service vessel access. Loading zones are available for pick-up and drop-off only. This includes the T jetty on the main jetty, the fuel jetty and the hotel jetty. These drop-off areas are signed and have a strict 5-minute drop-off limit. In regard to mooring use, you are not permitted to use moorings unless you have obtained authorisation from the Rottnest Island Authority. Further to this, please do not raft up boats on moorings or tie multiple boats alongside each other. The RIA Rangers will be patrolling to ensure safety and compliance with fines applicable for incorrect mooring use. You also need to be aware that there is no beach anchoring between the fuel and hotel jetties between 6 p.m. Friday to 6 p.m. Saturday. There will also be no fuel available from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on event day. Unleaded and diesel fuel will be available after 5 p.m. All boats displaying the South32 Rottnest Channel Swim race sticker will have their landing fee waived thanks to the Rottnest Island Authority in acknowledgement of the incredible role support crews play in getting swimmers safely to the islands. Accommodation for the event day is fully booked and it is against the Rottnest Island Authority regulations to remain on the island without designated accommodation. It's important not to forget general housekeeping. Be safe, friendly and courteous. Plan ahead, respect and look after the beautiful island of Wodgenup.
Thanks, Lockie. Now we will cover the finish line.
The swimmer wearing your team's timing chip must pass through the finish line arch to record the finish time. Ensure the timing chip is collected by an event volunteer in the competitor area. Any swimmer from a duo or team can wear the timing strap to finish, and not all swimmers need to cross the finish line for the duo or team to be recorded as finished. If you are unwell after the swim, please visit the medical tent located within the competitor area. Spend some time in the South32 recovery area for some recovery, snacks and relaxation before rejoining with your support crew and spectators.
Prize packs for solos and category prizes are to be collected from the help desk and prize collection tent next to the South32 supporter zone. Duo and team prize winners will be sent text messages and category prizes can be collected between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. You will also find the massage tent right next door providing swimmers with complimentary treatments. At 5 p.m, all soloists will then return to the finish line for the annual soloist photo. Being in this photo is a well-earned badge of honour, so don't miss out. The 2025 awards presentation will then commence at 5:30 p.m. That almost wraps up this special edition of 10 News First, but here's Bo Pearson with the weather forecast.
Thanks, Nat. On Saturday the 22nd of February, the conditions will be absolutely perfect, sending you all the way to Rottnest Island without a worry in the world. Or they could be like they are today, an absolute mess and like you're swimming through the middle of a washing machine. Ultimately, you can't be too concerned about weather conditions. You need to be prepared to swim in whatever conditions are dished up on race day. Regular weather forecasts will be provided on the event website and you can check back in with 10 News First a couple of days before the event when we should be able to give you a better forecast of what to expect. We'll provide a detailed weather briefing to everyone participating in the South32 Rottnest Channel Swim on the Wednesday before the event. Weather is unpredictable and the race committee will make their decision on the event morning if conditions are suitable for the swim. If the weather is deemed unsuitable or conditions are likely to deteriorate, the whole event could be cancelled. As we were heartbreakingly reminded in 2024, unfortunately weather conditions are out of our control. The race committee will make their decision on event morning if conditions are suitable for the swim, and if the weather is deemed unsuitable or conditions are likely to deteriorate, the whole event may be cancelled. Under the Race Risks Management Plan, if the forecast predicts swells of 2 metres or greater or winds exceeding 20 knots per hour, officials may decide to cancel the event. Keep in mind, however, weather is unpredictable and these figures are only guidelines. A text message will be sent between 4 and 5 a.m. to advise whether the event will proceed. This will be sent to team captains and skippers. The message will also be communicated via VHF 71 and sent as a push notification. If the event is cancelled at any stage, please take the decision seriously. Cancellation will only occur if it is deemed necessary for the safety of swimmers and skippers. Your safety is our top priority. Please note there will be no refunds if the event is cancelled. Instead, you'll be given guaranteed entry into the 2026 event. That's all on the weather front. Back to you.
Thanks, Bo. There's a lot to consider when participating in the South32 Rottnest Channel Swim, whether you're a skipper, swimmer, paddler or support crew member. Take some time to read through the yearbook. It has all the information you need to prepare for this incredible event and ensure you reach Wadjup safely.
From all of us here at the Rottnest Channel Swim Association, we hope you have a safe and successful crossing, and we'll see you over at the island.
From all of us at 10, we wish you a safe and successful crossing.